When is the right time to spend money on branding yourself, but specifically also like about the rebranding process. When does it make sense? And I often find a lot of my students and clients wanting to rebrand their business, like, change up the logo, change up the colors, like do all of that, the whole rebranding process. And a lot of them are trying to do it way before they should, if that makes sense. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? So it was a really beautiful morning today, and instead of working in my office, I felt like switching it up a little bit. So I decided to grab all of my stuff, get my laptop, get my camera as well, obviously, to film everything and to work outside because it's nice and sunny, but it's not hot, which is like my perfect weather. I'm really excited because today is the day my new website goes live. My rebranding is live today. And I often get the question about when is the right time to spend money on branding yourself, but specifically also like about the rebranding process. When does it make sense? And I often find a lot of my students and clients wanting to rebrand their business, like, change up the logo, change up the colors, like do all of that, the whole rebranding process. And a lot of them are trying to do it way before they should, if that makes sense. And look, I've done it too. I've spent a lot of time like trying to rebrand without really a reason as to why. And there was really no strategy involved. And it is a really common procrastination technique, actually, where you think you're doing something really productive, like I'm going to rebrand my business, I'm going to be, showing up in a different way, when in fact, it isn't necessarily going to get you a better ROI. So today I want to tell you a little bit about what to consider if you're thinking about rebranding. And I also am going to show you a first look on my new website. I'm so excited. It's not fully up on my website yet, so I'm gonna have to do some migration. I'm gonna have to move the domain. I don't even know. I'm just gonna follow instructions because this is not my zone of genius. And hopefully by the end of this video, my website will be live. The website is almost up. There's a few things that I'm not sure how to fix, so I had to contact Showit. But let's talk about when is the right time for you to start the rebranding process. I really think that a lot of people put the cart before the horse, and they spent a lot of time, a lot of money on the rebranding process when it's not necessarily going to result in any increase in ROI. And from my experience, I've been in business for about 8 years now, and I've had a lot of different websites. I've done the branding process several times by hiring specific people that can actually do it for me. I will say that if you are newer in business, you really don't need a fancy website that you spend thousands of dollars on, because the website is not the reason why people are going to hire you. People are going to hire you because you can help them, and they are clear that you can help them. So it's more about the messaging that you use on social media, the conversation you're having, and pretty much everything that I teach in my programs. So then the question is should you even have a website at all? And I do think that having a website is valuable as long as you're not spending too much energy on it if you're new. Now, once you get to, I would say, your first 6 figures, I think that's the time where you can use some of that money you've made and put that towards creating or hiring someone to create a really nice, professional looking website. And the reason why is because if you decide to go after potentially publicity, maybe you want to get on TV or you want to be mentioned in various media sources, it does help you to have a website that looks professional, right? And whatever that looks like for you, it could be very, very simple. It could be more elaborate, and that's fine. I know that when I was rebranding from being Kamila Gornia into Heart Behind Hustle back in 2017, I consciously made the decision to rebrand because I wanted to move away from just being a personal brand. And it was a very important decision for me to be able to create a company versus just, hey, here's me and everything's reliant on me, right? I wanted to start building out a team. I wanted to start creating more automations, and I wanted people that come into my community to, yeah, of course, like be in my community because it's me, but also because of everything that I'm creating all together. So that was really important for me, and that's why I decided to spend the whole time that I did getting a new website built and getting the rebranding process. And it was not a cheap process. It was like 15 grand to get my new website, photo shoot, like whole idea. It was not cheap. Was it worth it? I think I was probably paying more for project management versus all the other pieces. I think I'm not going to say whether it was worth it or not. I think it was difficult for me to edit things on the website. I'm not a technophobe. I'm pretty techie, and yeah, I still really struggle with updating the website. So I don't like when that happens. I don't like when I can't update the website. So anyway, I decided to rebrand slightly because I haven't touched my website since the last rebranding in January 2018. So it's been 3 years that I didn't do anything with the website. I barely posted blog posts. I barely updated anything. And this really shows that like the website is there to be more of a branding play, more as like, can people trust you? Do you look like a legitimate person, right? And then potentially showing like testimonials and case studies and stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a very expensive website to get the job done. And you want to make sure that if you have the budget, great. If you don't, it's really not that important. It's not that necessary unless you're looking to like scale up significantly from there. So first things first, I got this email from Showit. I requested that they do a migration of my blog because right now my website is not looking too hot. I'm gonna show you. My website is actually really broken. I launched at the beginning of 2018 and it looks like this right now. This is the current website. And like, it's fine. It doesn't really represent me, and like, it's broken. This is not supposed to be like this. And honestly, I have no idea how to fix it. There's a lot of things that are broken about this site. And while it worked at the time being, I feel like I really, it's too young, if that makes sense. I feel like I've matured and my branding, I feel like, has to just reflect that a lot more. So anyway, we're currently migrating, and I guess they did complete the migration of the blog, so you can see the blog. I have not been blogging in like, this is, I don't even remember, this blog I think was posted, oh yeah, 2020, so it's been almost 2 years. I do want to start posting more blog posts. So anyway, we're gonna complete this migration and see if they did complete the blog migration first. All right, guys, so it seems like the website is up right now. It's like mostly working, but I'm super excited. So I want to take a pause and show you what the new website looks like right now, because I'm pretty excited about it. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what to consider if you're ready for your own rebranding. Just things to consider, how much things cost, and going from there. And by the way, if you are not subscribed to this channel quite yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos about how to grow your business online this year. You guys, the website is pretty much up. There's some things that need to be tweaked, but if you go to heartbehindhustle.com right now, it is working. So I want to show you a little bit behind the scenes. Well, I guess you can go on your own browser, but I want to show you because I'm so excited. Let's see it. This is my new website. So this is the homepage. And you can see it just looks a lot cleaner, I think, and a lot more, I don't know, mature. There's my YouTube, and this needs to be fixed. But that looks like that. And I have like a nice work with me page, which I think I need to kind of add this higher. But you can see all the things. Love that. And some things with the blog have to be edited. And it does seem to be like loading kind of slow. So I don't know, hopefully that's gonna be fixed soon too. And this isn't populating with most popular blogs. I don't know how to do that. So I'm gonna have to ask Showit and find out how to fix that. But you can see the pictures are a little bit blurry, and I am gonna have to edit them a bit, but everything is here. And if I go, so this is where I go to a blog post and then it takes me to like a wrong, I don't know what that is. So hopefully that's gonna get fixed. And I'm having some weird stuff right here, which is not supposed to be showing up. So I don't know, hopefully that's gonna get fixed. But either way, I'm excited, it looks nice, finally reflecting the vibe that I want. I don't know, I'm pretty excited. So even though it's not like necessarily working full, like 100%, yeah, I'm pretty excited. I gotta say, it feels really good to have a website that is reflecting the energy that I want. I talked about whether you should rebrand, and if everything I've said made you kind of realize that, yeah, you are ready to rebrand, you do want to spend the money, you do want to spend the time, great. I want to tell you some realities about what to expect so you can budget for it appropriately and just be ready for what's to come. My second rebrand, when I was moving from Kamila Gornia into to Heart Behind Hustle, that I said was $15,000. And that included website design, project management, photography, creating the website, putting it together, and kind of everything. So that, I would say, if you were to hire an agency to do everything, that's probably around the range that you're going to pay. I mean, you could potentially pay a little bit less. The first time I hired a professional to design my website was, I think, in 2015, and that was about $5,000, and that was just for the website design. That was on WordPress, and it looked really great too, and I was just ready to kind of graduate and shift away from that. So with this current rebrand, I believe it was $6,000 for the web design and the web development, and that's on Showit. So Showit makes it really easy. I'm not very familiar with Showit, but from what I've learned so far is that it makes it really easy to have a nice, like, however the design looks like is how your website is going to look. So that's what I'm moving to from just WordPress only. So I'm happy with it. But anyway, it was $6,000 for the web design specifically. The web design itself took several months to complete. In order for the rebrand to happen, like pretty much any time, you have to have a vision for what you want, and you have to have an idea of the energy that you're looking for. You need to be clear on what the message is. Unless you're willing to pay for like a strategist or like a messaging person that will take that out of you, because a branding designer isn't going to do that, right? The brand designer is going to take what you already know, what your idea already is, what your message already is, the vision that you already have, and put that into reality. So I already had somewhat of an idea, and she gave me a little bit of guidance on how to, have the visuals kind of come to play more. But I had to know what the brand is. I had to know, like, what am I still holding true as values? And that is something that you need to know, and that's going to come through as you work with more clients, as you get more clarity. And you shouldn't be putting cart before the horse. If you haven't worked with enough clients, if you haven't made enough sales, if you haven't been in business for long enough, like, you probably don't really know what those values and your thing is. So why spend thousands of dollars on something that you're probably going to want to change really soon after? Another thing that typically people have to pay for is copywriting. I actually ended up doing all of my own copy. I'm not a copywriter. My clients tell me I should be a copywriter, but I'm not a copywriter. Because the website isn't that important, I can do it myself, and I just kind of went with it. So it's not perfect, but it's good enough. A lot of it I go based on what my clients are telling me, so I'm not really guessing, and that's a huge thing that I teach in Serve to Sell. So if you're a student of mine, you already know, I call it the source code. Source code is infused everywhere in the website, so that makes it more effective and easier to create and write as well. Photography I did overall before the rebrand even happened, so I hired a photographer, and we did various photo shoots, so we were able to actually use that photography that was originally meant to be used for my social media. We were able to use that on the new website. There's a helicopter. I have a call starting very soon, so let's hurry it up, helicopter. I don't know if you can hear this or not. Now, something that a lot of people don't know how to do and aren't really aware of is conversion optimization. So most designers aren't aware of how to make a website that actually converts. They don't know the strategy. They don't know the elements necessary to not just have a website that looks pretty, but actually gets you the results that you're looking for, whether it's more calls booked, applications, sales, leads, whatever. There's a specific approach you need to take depending on what your goals are. So you need to be clear about what are your business goals? What is that next step that you want to take in your business? Is it generating more leads? If so, like, what are you using to generate those leads? If it's getting more sales, what's the sales flow? What's the sales process look like? So you need to have all of those pieces figured out in order for your website to get you any sort of results. Otherwise, it's just going to be an expensive business card that doesn't do anything. If you don't know how to do that, there's a resource that I have underneath here. If you want to check out my free masterclass about how to get your first or next 10 clients without feeling guilty for charging what you deserve, there you'll basically learn how to approach your website. Not necessarily how to approach your website, but how to understand what priorities you should have in your business. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully this is helpful. If it is, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you've ever rebranded before and how was your experience. And if you have any questions, let me know as well. And that's that. I will see you in the next video. I'm gonna get back to figuring this out after the call that I have that starts in about 3 minutes. So see you then.